Here comes Hewy, gonna give you the news. Time to watch his animated movie reviews, whether hand-drawn, CGI, puppets or clay. If you've got a good story, you'll be making his day. See you at the movies, cartoon movies. See you at the movies, hold on news. See you at the movies, like nobody's business. Hey, see you at the movies, animated movies that is.
Hey everyone, I'm Hewy Toonmore. Welcome to Hewy's Animated Movie Reviews, the show where I review animated films from old to recent, whether they be hand-drawn, stop-motion, or computer-generated. Who doesn't love Aardman Animation? Next to Ray Harryhausen, Will Vinton, and Tim Burton, this talented British studio has been behind some of the most beloved stop-motion creations of all time, from the shape-shifting Morph to the escaping poultry from Chicken Run, and of course the Oscar-winning duo of Wallace and Gromit. They've even made some really good computer animated movies, like last year's delightful Arthur Christmas, which I've already reviewed. Now, after 7 years, they finally made another stop-motion animated film. Released in the United States on April 27th, 2012, the movie is The Pirates, Band of Misfits. Now, because this movie is still in theaters, though may not be for long due to the incredible weekend opening for The Avengers, I won't spoil anything too important for you. So anyway, on with the review. Every year, the pirate captain tries to win the converted Pirate of the Year award, but keeps getting beaten. However, he is determined to finally win the prize, and so, along with his weird little crew, goes off to plunder and pillage the most gold. Finally, he comes across the famous Charles Darwin. Yeah, Charles Darwin, the evolution guy. Anyway, he reveals something very special about the pirate captain's beloved bird, Polly. So they brave the threat of Queen Victoria to compete in a Scientist of the Year competition in London. Now, I'd say more, but that would ruin the experience for you. As for me, in my opinion, this has got to be one of Aardman's best films and the funniest film of the year so far. But to go into detail about why I like this film, let's move on to trivia time. The movie is directed by Peter Lord, one of the founders of Aardman Animation, and, along with Wallace and Gromit creator Nick Park, directed the studio's first feature, Chicken Run. Also a really good Aardman film in my opinion. Already back then, he was interested in making a movie about pirates, but DreamWorks told him that nobody watches pirate movies anymore. Boy, that must have felt really stupid when a certain Johnny Depp franchise started ranking in the money at Disney. After the split from DreamWorks, Aardman entered a new deal with Sony to distribute and produce their movies. They decided to go back to the idea of pirates, this time choosing to adapt Gideon Defoe's book, The Pirates, in an adventure with scientists. And Defoe even wrote the screenplay. After their last two computer animated films, they decided to make The Pirates in their traditional stop-motion technique. However, the oceans and fog were computer generated. Everything else, on the other hand, is classic Aardman stop-motion. So much is put into the backgrounds that I recommend sticking through the end credits as they showcase the background signs and jokes you might have missed. Speaking of jokes, the humor in this movie is pretty good too. Though maybe a little mature for the younger crowd if you plan to take your kids to see this. Of course, the Brits do tend to have a more saucy sense of humor. However, there was some controversy when the trailer Pirates premiered last year. A joke showing the pirate captain on a ship with lepers received complaints from a leprosy organization. But thankfully, that scene is still in the movie, except it's now a plague boat. There are also some slight differences between the version playing in North America and the movie shown in the UK. The most obvious change is the title, which was changed from The Pirates in an Adventure of Scientists to The Pirates Band of Misfits. But there are a couple of changes within the movie as well. The albino pirate is voiced by Russell Tavoy in the British version, but he was dubbed over by Anton Yelchin in the American dub. They've also toned down a couple of the jokes, and the word Girl Guide is changed to Girl Scout. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same movie, just with these slight changes. So thankfully, we don't have another Dougal on our hands. Alright, now that we're done with trivia time, let's talk about the characters and the voice actors who brought them to life. For the voices, Aardman hired some of Great Britain's biggest talents. Hugh Grant is the voice of Pirate Captain, which is his first role in an animated feature. Grant did a great job and was actually very unrecognizable. The Pirate Captain sounds nothing like the usual nervous guy he tends to play in his live-action movies. For the villainous Queen Victoria, they got Imelda Staunton, who was also in Chicken Run and Arthur Christmas, but most famously played another pain-in-the-butt baddie, Dolores Umbridge in the Harry Potter series. I thought Imelda Staunton brought the same amount of bitchy menace to Queen Victoria. She was like a mix between Queen Elizabeth from Blackadder 2, the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland, and Miss Tweedy from Chicken Run. And finally, Doctor Who star David Tennant does the voice of the father of evolution, Charles Darwin. Tennant's smart scientist was a funny contrast to this crazy band of pirates, though he too had his silly moments involving a trained monkey named Bobo with cue cards. It'll make sense once you see the movie. Other notable British talent in the Pirates include Martin Freeman, Lenny Henry, Brendan Gleeson, Ashley Jensen, and Brian Blessed. They also cast North American actors Jeremy Piven and Salma Hayek as rival pirates. And now for my final thoughts on the film. Overall, The Pirates is an extraordinary experience for the whole family. It has great stop motion, memorable characters, hilarious gags, and although the plot is a little bit cliched, it's still a pretty enjoyable one. If you want a rip-roaring good time, go see this movie. You won't be sorry. I give this movie 4 stars out of 5. Well, that's all for now. Be sure to join me for my next review. See the movies. Anime movies, that is.
What will we do with the drunken sailor? What will we do with the drunken sailor? What will we do with the drunken sailor early in the morning? Way hey, and up she rises. Way hey, and up she rises. Way hey, and up she rises early in the morning. Shave his belly with a rusty razor. Shave his belly with a rusty razor. Shave his belly with a rusty razor.